Hi, I'm Jean Pacquement. I will talk about the Tai Meuay of Bolikhamxay Province in Laos and their language. After an introduction, which is a kind of literature review, I will talk about the ethnonym, about the language data in the literature, about this research, and in the conclusion, about the position of Tai Meuay in the southwestern Thai branch of the Thai language family. Tai Meuay have been discussed for three different areas: Lang Chang in Thanh Hóa Province, Vietnam, by Romain Robert; Western Nghệ An by Vivan An; Khamkeuth District in Laos by James R. Chamberlain. Khamkeuth District is now a part of Bolikhamxay Province, but before it belonged to Khamkeuth Province. In Thanh Hóa and in Western Nghệ An, Tai Meuay is an appellation among other ethnonyms to refer to the Tai Daeng. In Khamkeuth, in the area of Lac Sao, Tai Meuay is the only ethnonym and language name of a Tai Meuay. You have to be a scholar to relate them to the Tai Daeng. The Tai Meuay of Khamkeuth were further investigated by a few scholars. You have an article by Prani Kunlawanit and Thirapan Loangthongkam. Their account is actually based on a recording by Thongpet Kingsada and Michel Ferlus in Phônsy village. There is a work by Sasiton on Lao, done at Masarakam University, and you have the ongoing work by Suksada Sutisai at the National University of Laos. Suksada Sutisai is actually from Phônsy village itself. Other accounts by James R. Chamberlain and Joachim Schlesinger mention Tai Meuay in two other districts of Bolikhamxay Province, Viengthong, Pakkading, and in one district of the present-day Khamkeuth Province, Nakai District. Speaking about the ethnonym means first determining the tone of its syllable. That remains an issue when you see how the word is written in Vietnamese and in Lao. James R. Chamberlain, as well as Michel Ferlus, have posited a Siwan syllable of southwestern Thai. One should also take time to analyze the use of the word in the language itself. Precisely, the word Meuy is a pluralizer, and its meaning is something like people, group. The hypothesis of this presentation is that Meuy has to be understood in comparison with the way its semantic equivalent Puak is used to name other groups. Tai Meuay data in the literature mainly consist of Chamberlain's study of varieties spoken in two villages of Khamkeuth, Kangbai and Nava. Chamberlain gives phonological characteristics lexical characteristics, and tone diagrams. This presentation is giving an interpretation of Chamberlain's tone diagrams using Chow numerals. Here is a one for Kang Bai. With Chamberlain's account and the article by Prani Kunlawanit and Thirapan Luang Kam, literature provides criteria for linguistic analysis. Reflex of the voiced fricative velar initial consonant. Lexical items such as go, eat, do. Tonal characteristics listed here. BDL coalescence, lack of splits in the DS colon, relationship between before and C1, 2, 3. Concerning the BDL coalescence and a possible merger of before and C1 to 3, literature provides a counterexample with Sassiton study. However, Sassiton on Lao adds a feature which can be used as a criteria, the before C4 merger. When it comes to the data collected for this research, all the criteria mentioned above can be found in the tone diagrams for Phayat, Chomthong, and in one tone diagram which we could do for Phônsy, another village called Phônsy in Pakkading district of Bolikhamxay Province. However, in the second tone diagram for Phônsy Pakkading, you don't have the before C4 merger. A more intriguing tone diagram is the one for Thôngkhe. There are 3 tones in the A1, 2, 3 box and 2 tones in the C4 box. The case of the C4 box is a case for which one cannot focus only on the fundamental frequency. One has to posit a glottalization. Then we have either a falling tone with a glottal stop or a falling then rising tone when the glottalization does not stop anything any longer. Another noteworthy case includes the tone diagram for Hinngôn, in which you have apparently a tone pattern similar to the one in Sassiton on Laos study. But when observing the tone shapes, there seem to be similarities with Chamberlain's tone diagram for Navarre. This research was also an opportunity to apprehend the point of view of speakers about their ethnic group and their language. First, the ethnographic information. Tai Meuay speakers in Laksao and in the area of Laksao identify 2 groups of Tai Meuay, the Tai Meuay Katip Mươy and the Tai Meuay Katip Noi. Those designations refer to the size of a basket called katip, which Tai Meuy women traditionally carry on their backs using a forehead band. Second, a kind of sociolinguistic information. There are two ways of speaking Tai Meuy. The first one is called Tai Meuy Dong. Tai Meuy Dong refers to the way Tai Meuy Katip Mươy speak their dialect in their communities. The second one is called Tai Meuy Lao. Tai Meuy Lao refers to the way some Tai Meuy Katip Mươy and most Tai Meuy Katip Noi speak their language when they live with Lao people. The differences between those two styles can be seen in the use of pronouns, first and second person pronouns, and in some lexical items. To conclude this presentation, the data elicited for this research confirm that Tai Meuy is to be related to Tai Daeng. The main arguments for these placements are the following. The absence of splits in the DS column, the reflex of the voiced velar fricative initial consonant, the reflex of a rhyme reconstructed as R. There are also placements relating Tai Meuy with Tai Daeng and Tai Yo. However, neither glottologue nor collection Pangloss have given references with supporting arguments. There is somehow a relationship of Tai Meuy with Tai Yo, which involves lexical items and can be described in terms of language contacts. The relationship of Tai Meuy with Tai Daeng is, however, found to be a deep relationship, linguistically and ethnolinguistically speaking. One can, for example, think of the fact that Tai Meuy and Tai Daeng don't use the same word for mother and female animal. In other languages of Laos, me is used for both meanings. This is an observation. More research about this observation is needed. Thank you for listening. If you want to know more, please contact me or refer to a full PowerPoint file which I'm going to send later.